For today, we have picked for you 10 animals with the biggest claws in the world. Our picks vary from some famous beasts such as the American harpy eagle to some more peculiar creatures such as the armadillo, whose claws lengths will definitely shock you. So make sure to stick around for our top three, because this is where we'll be crowning the animals with the largest claws in the world. So let's start off with our number 10, the sloth. While the sloth is usually known for its overall lazy demeanor and extreme lack of ambition as far as survivability goes, many people tend to dismiss just how powerful and massive their claws are. They might be lazy and horrifyingly slow, but that doesn't mean they can't pack a mean scratch if you dare to come too close to one. Because of their regenerative powers, however, they tend to stay as far away from danger as possible, choosing to use their claws to keep themselves on top of trees, as opposed to actually fighting back against predators. Which predator would be willing to actually take a bite out of this creature, though? It literally looks like the homeless version of a koala. Number 9, giant anteater. Whenever anyone thinks about an anteater, they most likely instantly refer to their massive snout. But you'd be mistaken to assume that this is the only line of defense, as it also sports massive 4-inch long claws in case of emergency. It is even said that as far as dangerous predators go, not many would actually dare to pick a fight with a giant anteater, simply because of how massive its claws are. It's even known for going toe to toe with jaguars in some cases, which should indicate just how powerful these creatures are in the first place. Needless to say, you don't really need to hunt down massive creatures for a living to look menacing. You just need to have the weapons to deal with them, and the giant anteater is a perfect showcase of this. Number 8, the armadillo. This is one of many examples of massive claws being wasted on some of the most passive creatures around. While armadillos would not be shy about attacking you if you start really pestering them, they're mostly known for keeping to themselves and rolling away on their thick outer shells, which essentially protect them against any predator out there. Their armor is so effective, in fact, that they don't even need to really fight back most of the time, as they'd rather take the pacifist route and roll away instead for the majority of the time. Would anyone actually try to attack them after seeing their massive claws, though? We sure wouldn't. Number 7, the star-nosed mole. If you were to look up a star-nosed mole on Google, you'd be surprised to see just how massive the claws are on these things in the first place. They're mostly known for their strange-looking snout, which looks like a star of some sort, and they use their noses to essentially excavate for resources underground. When their noses aren't enough, however, they will instantly use their thick, sharp claws to get to the sweet stuff they're looking for. Number 6, the American harpy eagle. Oftentimes referred to as one of the most beautiful birds out there, the American harpy eagle is also quite the predatorial creature. Thanks to its massive talons that it uses to catch any small to medium sized creature and lift them to its burrow. Its claws literally represent over 7% of its body, and it can even pick up creatures as large as it, if not larger in some cases. While it will almost never aim for a human being, the American harpy eagle could definitely deal some serious damage to any unsuspecting human that just so happened to pick a fight with it or its babies. Number 5, the Komodo dragon. Being the largest species of lizards on this planet definitely has its perks. And this is quite obvious simply because of how little competition the Komodo dragon really has to worry about at the end of the day. Thanks to its insane size and massive claws, it can easily take down most any other predator from its surroundings. And in some special cases, it has even been reported attacking humans. While they usually don't finish the job, there have been some rather sad and brutal cases in which the Komodo dragons really earned their nickname by showing off their predator instincts in suburban areas. Number 4, the polar bear. Now, this one is quite a no brainer, we know, but it definitely earned its spot on our list. The polar bear is not only a massive creature on its own, but also one of the most dangerous ones to encounter in the wild, because it won't hesitate to take down any human or even other larger beast with its massive claws. The claws that the polar bear has are specifically meant to rip its victims apart, unlike the sloths, for example, that use their claws to grab onto trees and such. The polar bears will use their claws not only to fish and hunt, but also to establish dominance around other polar bears from its biome. Number 3. The grizzly bear. On to our next pick, we have an even more infamous bear, also known as the grizzly bear. This massive behemoth of a creature will literally stop at nothing if it's hungry enough. There have been cases where smaller grizzly bears have even gone up against larger grizzly bears just because they felt like it. And they also tear down their prey with their massive claws, ripping anything that is willing to stand up to them to shreds in a matter of seconds. Number 2. The sun bear. All right, we get the meme. We're using too many bears. But can you really blame us? They're all incredible beasts to look at from a distance, and they're all so different from one another that they're definitely worth a mention on this list multiple times over, just to drive home the fact that they're not a creature you ever want to get scratched by. You might think that your cat scratches are bad, but just wait until the sun bear gets close to you, because their claws are literally large enough to behead you with a simple swoop of their massive paws. And number 1, the scythe lizard. This is a species that has literally gone extinct around 75 million years ago. And while we wouldn't usually mention a creature that's been gone for so long, we can't go without giving it at least a mention simply because of how massive it really was. Not only did it have massive claws, in fact, but it also used them against some of the most dangerous beasts ever known to man. These creatures were literally going toe to toe with dinosaurs 3 times their size, and yet they would usually come out victorious thanks to their massive claws. Check out these pictures of the remains of this creature, and just take a gander at the massive claws that it sported back in the Cretaceous period. Which creature had the coolest looking claws from our list? If you could have their claws, would you like to make that trade? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to click on our recommended videos on the left and right side of the screen, or this lazy sloth will scratch your face while you sleep. See ya!